Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brian, National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. And today's video for the Hall of Gains is talking about some of the greatest, or not some of, the greatest advice I've ever heard when it comes to motivational fitness training. And this kind of stems from, you see people on Instagram, you see people in commercials and, movie stars. And a lot, for men, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger, you see these jacked, buffed out Hollywood actors or bodybuilders, and, you kind of want that, right? Well, the best way to stay motivated is not to look at those demigods and, hope to try and get that one day. Because if that's what you push for, it's going to take a long time for most of you. The best way is to not compare yourself to those demigods, but compare yourself to yourself a week ago. Compare yourself today to yourself a week ago, a month ago, a few months ago, a year ago. Don't compare yourself today to those demigods. You don't know the full story. Some of these people just have God-given great genetics that you don't have. Some people have been training for way longer than you have. And some have supplements you don't have. Some might be on steroids, So it's not going to be great. That's not a fair comparison a lot of times to compare yourself to those people. Now, maybe you could have a goal to maybe look like them one day, but have that in the background. So basically for me, it's like I want to look at myself weeks ago and compare myself now to that, and if I'm better, then that's good. Because just thinking that you want to become like a bodybuilder, you want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you want to look like Mark Wahlberg, like that's going to take a long time. They've been training for years, they have good genetics, and we know Arnold did steroids, and then a lot of people think that Mark Wahlberg did steroids as well. So compare yourself to what you were in the past. Now, sadly, is that I know this affects guys like way worse than a lot of the girls. I think guys do have it way worse when it comes to your body and how it looks. Just because if you go to a party, any fat girl can get laid. You go to a party, the fat guy, it's going to be way harder for him than the fat girl to get laid. And, there's models and, girls, they have like body dysmorphia for one of it. All guys have ever known is the giant buff superheroes. The Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Predator, all those movies, it's always the giant superheroes that we have to try and achieve to. And that's, I think, partially what's caused, where I think that, not most, but a lot of the modern bodybuilders, at least in the highest division or tier or whatever, they don't look great. They look like aliens. They don't, the level of steroids they're taking, it's disgusting. Whereas back in Arnold's day, I thought they looked way, way better. So, but guys are trying to just push themselves to become bigger and bigger and bigger. I think it's really bad. Now, again, I could be wrong that, maybe men do have it worse. Maybe it's more equal. But just based on what I've seen, guys are pressured to look better more than women are when it comes to their body. But anyways, so you need to basically push yourself and compare yourself. So like right now I'm 245 pounds. My goal is 235 pounds. Now looking back to when I was 360 pounds over a year ago when I just moved back, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm pretty happy with this, although I'm still not where I want to be. And then you use this to try and figure out what goals you can do in the future. Because when I started with this, my goal was to get to 235 pounds. So I am basically about 7 weeks from that, so a little bit under 2 months. And now I've realized that, at 235 pounds, I might need to go even lower because I'm 245 now. I don't think 10 pounds of fat lost from here is going to get me the 8-pack that I want or whatever. It's not going to give me that. Like, sure, I'm already getting that little bit of that V-taper. I'm getting some of the abs, but I don't think 10 pounds is going to make that much of a difference. So, basically, just looking back at the past, my gap I'm 245 now, so the 10-pound difference between 245 and 255, it's visible differences. So that I'll have that same gap between 235 and 245, but it's going to be slightly bigger because 10 pounds from 245 is a higher percentage of fat loss than 10 pounds at 255. So I'll have that gap and I'll look even better. Now then I've come to I think I did the math in my head. It's not like hardline math, but it's like there's a 10% chance that 235 that I'll be happy and will not push myself to go below that. But that's only 10%. 40% chance I think I'll have to go to 230 pounds, so an additional 5 pounds, so 15 pounds from now. That's based off from 245 to 260. That's a pretty decent difference, and then from 245 to 230 is going to be even bigger. And then I think 40% is I'll have to go to basically 225 pounds, so a 20-pound difference from now, which me from 245 to 265 is a pretty big difference, so it's going to be an even huge difference from there. And then only like a 10% chance that I'll have to go 220 or lower, just based on the fact that 20 pounds is going to be a big difference. I think I'll be happy at the very least at 225, and then start building muscle from there. Because what I'm just doing right now is I'm trying to just do body recomposition. I'm trying to put on muscle and then lose fat at the same time, which is a very hard and slow process, at least for the muscle part. So I just need to get to a point where I'm relatively low body fat. So 235 will be close. 225 is probably that golden era where I can start getting out of a caloric deficit and just get maintenance or very, very light caloric surplus, where maybe I'm eating 100 calories more than I'm burning a day, just to like help with gaining that muscle. So yeah, I'm looking and comparing myself to myself, and it makes it way easier. It's way less pressure, and it's a lot more rewarding, because if you just say, oh, I've lost 80 pounds and I put on muscle, but I don't look like Bradley Cooper. Well, that's not going to be a great feeling. But if you say, oh, I've lost 80 pounds and gained some muscle, and then compare yourself now to before your transformation, you're going to be quite happy and prideful of the work you've put in, of all the effort that you've put in. So just comparing yourself to yourself is the best way to keep your motivation. Because if you start comparing yourself to other people that you probably might never be able to get to no matter what you do, unless if you start getting on steroids, or genetics is genetics. You can't change your genetics. So if, let's say, you start taking steroids, you still might not get to that point. You might not get to the point of Arnold Schwarzenegger. In fact, you're very likely not going to. I think if I took steroids, I probably couldn't get to the levels of Arnold Schwarzenegger. But so, like I said, you just need to really focus on yourself, on your goals and your past and what you've came from to help pushing you forward. It's like a snowball effect. The more weight you lose, the better in shape you get, the better and better it's going to be, and the more fulfilling it's going to feel. So don't compare yourself. So if you're a female, don't look at these crazy, sexy models. There's genetics. They've been probably working hard. They might have been on a really bad caloric restriction. And for the men, don't look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Don't look at Bradley Cooper and be like, that's where I want to be. And since I'm not there, I feel like shit. You can go like, okay, I want to be there one day, but first let's focus on getting myself to where a good point is. So you can have Bradley Cooper or Arnold Schwarzenegger as a way, way, way far away goal, but then just focus on building yourself. And just be like, okay, well, I lost 20 pounds in the last few months. I look so much better. That's a win. So just take this advice, use it. It'll be so much better for motivation and keeping yourself on track. And not getting getting demotivated is really bad. It's really hard. I've gotten a few times, but you just gotta keep pushing through. So good luck to everybody. Yeah, the COVID shutdown might have really messed with a lot of you guys' workout routines and schedules. I'm lucky it didn't. I still lost 17 pounds during the shutdown, so good for me. But if you didn't, just remember to keep on motivated and keep like, okay, you gained weight during the quarantine shutdown. Well, once your gym's open, in 2 months, take some progress pictures, be like, wow, okay, sure, I let myself go, but now I'm here again, and then just keep building off of that over and over again. So with that being said, guys, hope this helped you out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and please subscribe and turn on notifications so you're notified every time I upload a video. More videos coming out weekly. I'm trying to get like 3 uploads a week at least. But anyways, that being said, hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.